another little vlog I'm going to try and do, because today's an interesting day. So I'm in South Korea now. Spent the last couple of days in Seoul, going back there for another couple of days, but today we're visiting the DMZ. But first we've come to this massive suspension bridge. I cannot remember the name of it, but I'm sure it might look familiar to you guys. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But apparently on the other side there's a waterfall, so I'm going to check that out and see what other beautiful things are here. Hopefully before the rain starts to come in. Guys, there's the waterfall, which looks really beautiful. Nice and peaceful here. Just look at the surroundings. I mean, can't see much right now because there's a massive tree in the way, but the rock formations, don't know if you can see, but there's a trail up there. I only wish I was here on like a more freedom-like walk, because then I'd actually hike around this entire area. So definitely a much longer trail, but yeah, it's beautiful here. Also, I must apologise if my eyes look a little bit red or I look like I've been crying, but sadly yesterday my hay fever started kicking in again, so it would happen now, wouldn't it? But luckily it's not as humid today, so I'm hoping today I should cope a little bit better. My face don't look like it's falling apart as it did yesterday, so you did not want to see that. Well, I don't know if snow tigers are native to South Korea, but I found one. Wicked. I just really wish the UK could have trails like this one. Nice steady path built along the trail, just so it's a bit easier. Then again, what's wrong with walking on nature? But I tell you what, that suspension bridge is really, really beautiful. I can only imagine what it must look like here on a nice sunny day. But like I said, at least it's not raining at the moment. So there's the bridge right behind me. It's a very stunning valley. I love areas like this. So, we've moved to another area. We're not far from the DMZ now. In fact, we're literally right next to it. I've been told that there is a fence that you can see, a barbed wire fence, and that is the start of the DMZ. So we are literally right on the edge, but it's still a few kilometers to North Korea. But I do wish I could just have shown you what I've just seen now. So there's a little hut behind me, I don't know if you can see, somewhere over there. And in there they've got North Korean money. And what I've learned, and I didn't know this, but because it's got Kim Il-sung's face, the founder of North Korea, on the notes, it is actually a crime in North Korea to fold any notes that has his face on it. And I can imagine for Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un. And yeah, that I just didn't know that, because, you know, it makes me wonder how on earth do they carry the money. But yeah, it's just crazy how strict they are, and just how bonkers. I think bonkers is one of the main words to use to describe North Korea in general, and its rules and the regime in general. You know, it's awful. But yeah, they wouldn't allow any photos or videos of the currency. And you could actually buy some, but I don't think it's worth it. It really isn't. I think to get like one note with Kim Il-sung's face on it could probably cost you like, I think 50 quid at one point. I'm thinking it's not worth that for one note that you're never going to be able to use. So yeah, but it was still cool seeing it though. At least I've seen it with my own eyes. But yeah, if you ever do come to this area, which is literally a popular area for people who want to go to the DMZ, you can go in that hut and you can see it there. So that barbed wire fence you can see just below the trees. I mean, trees are further back, but yeah, that fence, that barbed wire fence, that is the start of the DMZ. So we're still in the civilian area, but in just over an hour we'll be crossing that fence into the DMZ, which is considered one of the most dangerous places in the world, if I'm correct, and understandably so, especially at the moment, because I know it wasn't really that long ago when North Korea abandoned all hope and their plan to reunify Korea. They destroyed the Arch of Reunification that they have in Pyongyang. I'm sure many of you are probably familiar with that monument, but apparently they've destroyed that now and have basically said they don't want to unify with South Korea, or if they do, it's going to be under their terms. So, a bit sad really, but yeah. And if I'm also correct, this train track just there, that's behind me, I think that leads to the Freedom Bridge, which is just up there, which is where they exchanged prisoners after the war. I think it was occasionally used afterwards to deliver like supplies during relief efforts. I'm pretty sure I've read that somewhere. But then I know there's another railway bridge that was destroyed in the war. So we'll have a look at that shortly. So this is a train that was destroyed in the war. So I've come onto one of the bridges. I can't exactly remember which one it is. There's a sign there saying don't take photos. I'm hoping it's just over there. But I think this is the bridge I was told got destroyed in the war, and you can walk to the point that's just dead ahead of me over there, and should have a good view of the DMZ. But oh yeah, look, bullet marks. So yeah, I think that's the bridge over there. Just a quick flash of that. I think that's the bridge. They're called the Freedom Bridge, and this is the bridge that was destroyed in the war. Yeah, look at this, Pyongyang, 208.5 kilometers away from this point here. Crazy. Yeah, look, this is the bridge that got destroyed, and there's the Freedom Bridge. God, look at it. Seems to be a little presentation that's dedicated to all those affected by the war and those we lost in it. It's just crazy how close we are to North Korea right now, and closest I'll probably ever get, because given all the circumstances currently going on in the world, the chances of me going to North Korea is nearly impossible. Well, impossible at the moment, I'd say, but never say never. Let's do hope that one day they can unify and it can be a peaceful end to everything, really. Korea can finally be one, and yeah, let's hope so. And I forgot to mention, but these look like bullets, shells that have been left over. Obviously where the track used to be, which you can still see the rails for.
It's like this. South Korean woman, Seri, Sun Yejin. She's really pretty. She took the paragliding around this area, and then because of the bad weather, she fell down in North Korean territory. And then the North Korean soldier, Hyun Min. Regionally, we're not allowed to stop our bus here, but our bus driver, best bus driver. So just 3-4 seconds. You got it? So many types of landmarks, North Korean landmarks. Our landmines and the North Korean landmines together.
Oh god, so once again I couldn't film this next part, which I was gutted about, because this was definitely one of the highlights of the tour. But we went into what is known as the third tunnel, and it was a tunnel that North Korea was digging to do an attack on the south. They dug so many tunnels, only 4 of them, however, have been discovered, and this one's called the third tunnel because it was the third one discovered, and I think it was discovered in the 1970s, so long after the war was over. Well, over as in no more fighting for now. They were still, the North was still plotting to attack the South. Blimey. I did get some things at the gift shop, some key rings and a beanie hat. Really nice little garden here, little pond. Not real herons, but apparently they are abundant round here. It's just a shame that the wildlife out here can enjoy the land, but we humans can't really. But yeah, I've got a right sweat on now because it was... I mean, if you've ever been caving before, you'll probably understand, but initially going down it's quite cool, but once you're quite deep underground, blimey, does it get hot. But it's a good feeling though.
Let's go like this. If you take photo, you can get the zoom in photo. So first, try to take photo of the North Korean flag, and then our flag, and then try to find some people outside. The people with a binocular this time.
So behind me, just over there, is North Korea. You can see the fake village that they erected here to try and convince people from the south to move over there, saying life's better over here, come to the north. But I think we've all seen enough evidence that life over in the north isn't as good. That is still an absolute sight, it really is. Over there it's a completely different world. There's no freedom of speech, freedom of the press, no freedom to travel. freedom to vote for who you want. Completely different world. Never seen anything like this. I honestly cannot explain how blown away I am by that sight, knowing that that's North Korea. You know, you see it in the news of how secretive it is and how isolated it is, and to see it in person with your own eyes, it's mind-blowing, it really is. I mean, in present time, given how hostilities are kind of raising a little bit, there's no way as a Brit I'd be able to enter. But if I was, I'd have to go to China or Russia and enter from there. But like I said, because of the current state of the world we're in, there's no way I'd be able to enter North Korea. And to be fair, I don't think I'd really want to, because you hear all the stories. I know there's a bunch of people that have been and have left unscathed, and even some who've said that they've actually had a good time. But nah, it's just too risky to go in general. As much as I'm sure it'd be fascinating, but you know, all the stories you hear, all it takes is for you to make one little error, and that's the end for you. So I don't think it's worth the risk.